I welcome all of you to your favorite EduSat program. Dear students, in your classroom you learn different subjects. Some subjects are content subjects and some are skill subjects. Your social science, general science are content subjects, but all language subjects are skill subjects. In your classroom you learn your mother tongue, your English, your Sanskrit or Hindi, all are skill subjects. English is also a skill subject. In English we use 4 types of skills, that is listening, speaking, reading and a writing skill. And in your classroom, among these 4 skills, your writing skill is a difficult task. You appear short questions, long questions, report writings, essay writing, letter writing, all kinds of application, they belong to your writing skill. And today we have to discuss how to write good essays. Essay writing is also a difficult subject, no doubt. So, if it is difficult, can we leave it? No, we should try harder for our success. Before going to discuss how to write a good essay, at least we should know the meaning of an essay. Exegere is an Italian word. The essay has been extracted from that Italian word exegere, and also in French we can say that is essai. Both the exegere and essai means attempt, to take attempt or try your best or make experiment. So that why should we learn essay or why should you write essay? What is the objective of a writing essay? The objective of a writing essay to improve your innovative ideas, and also you are given chance to think over and to write English perfectly and properly. This is the main view, and let us now you see there are how to write good essays. First you see, something one finds difficult does not mean one should not try, it means one should try harder. So, we should work hard for writing good essay. What is the meaning of essay? Just now I told you the meaning of essay. The word essay is derived from the Latin and also from the French, just I have already told you. So, the writer should take the sincere attempts to go about a subject clearly and entertainingly. History says Montaigne, a French man of the 16th century, was the first man started essay writing. Since then a host of English writers have written essays, and the form is now an established branch of English literature. And here you see the photograph of the father of essay, Montaigne, and characteristics of the essays. Essay is a branch of prose literature. Hence the essayist is different from a poet or a scientist. He is an expounder of a life. The idea of reasoning or thinking power of an essayist is not the same as the philosopher or the historian or the poet or the novelist, but he is a person who should keep touch with all these categories of people, because when a person writes essay, he writes on history, he writes the essay on geography, even he writes history on science. So, if the person keeps contact with all these subjects, then he will be able to write a good essay. So, essay writing is a difficult task. A essay writer must read lots of magazines, lots of newspapers to enhance his knowledge. Without enhancing knowledge, one cannot write a good essay. And then you see the chief features of a modern essay may be summed up as stated. Here you see how can you write a modern essay. The essay should be briefness. The essayist should not limit the size of the essay which can be read in a short time. The essayist should use all the techniques to attract the attention of the readers. So, the essayist should be careful not to play with the reader's power of attention. Otherwise, the readers will not be interested to read the essay. Then you see informality. At the right time of writing the essay, the essayist should maintain informality, and the essayist should get freedom to write an essay. Hence, he should be informal and talkative. The essay is more similar to conversation or letter writing than philosophical writing. And then you see another point is subjective psychology. What do you mean by subjective psychology? An essay depends upon the mood of the essayist, as it is more or less his or her personal affair. It is a literature of self-expression. The reader does not search universal knowledge or correct judgment in an essay. He or she finds out an individual personality. He wants a friend to talk with him from the inner part of his heart. That is called subjective psychology. So that an essayist should get freedom to write his essay without any outside burden. Then reflection of the time. Society is changing very fast. You remember what 10 years back, it is not that like now. It has been changed a lot. So, your father did not sit an aeroplane, but you are moving in the aeroplanes, so that you compare yourself with your father or grandfather. That is called, when you will write the essay, you must reflect the time. Society is changing very fast. So, the essay reflects the change of a time, not only thought external features, but also thought internal feature. Hence, as a regular branch of literature, the essay is the reflection of the times. Then you see limitation of the topic. The essay should not be limited with defined or no defined topics. The essayist can variety of subjects before the essayist to select one among them. Then diction. What do you mean by diction? While the essayist is writing an essay, he should make or he should write the essay in such a style which will be attract the readers, so that the readers will be attracted to read the essay. So, the essay depends upon the angles of vision of the essayist, appropriate expression, logical development of a thought of the essayist make the essay interesting and lively. Indirect approach makes the essay meaningful and pleasantful, and the readers are interested to read such type of essays which create interesting and which has a secret. Then you see freshness. A remarkable feature of the essay is its freshness. Just now I told you that you compare yourself and your father's age or your grandfather's age. So if you write down the essay, or if you write the previous history of the essay, if the topic does not require it, you should not write about that matter. You should always write the fresh matters. So a remarkable features of the essay is its freshness, divine mercy, and unadulterated beauty. So the essayist should try to write on the current topics, as freshness attracts the readers to read the essay. The readers are always interested to know more, to more and more gather more and more knowledge. So that we should always give the fresh data that will attract our readers. And a ridicule. What do you mean by ridicule? Your essay should be written in such a way as a result the readers will feel fun in his heart. So humor and ridicule are the silent features of the essay. The essayist should create humor through his or her writing, as it is one kind of art which attracts readers to read the essay. So you should always try to write something what will create a fun in the hearts of the readers. Then you see, examination oriented. Essays are not only written only for the readers reading, it is also, essays are also written for examination oriented, for the purpose of examination oriented. Now you are the students, of class 10, you are going to appear a high school examination very soon, so that in your examination paper you will get 3 essays, and out of 3 essays you have to select one of them. So while you will write the examination oriented essays in the modern competitive world, essay writing has great importance. Crammed and cooked stuff don't touch the heart of the examiners. Hence essays should not be borrowed. The raw materials may be collected from different parts. The raw material means the newspapers, magazines, and the books from your library. You can collect raw materials from different sources, even watching the television, even searching the internet. You can collect the message, you can collect the information, but your presentation should be unique. You should not follow them directly. You should always write in your own words, and you should always think your writing should be unique. What will attract the heart of others? As a result, the others will read your essay. Then euphony. What do you mean by euphony? It means good and sweet sound. Because to win the heart of others, it is most important one. If your essay has sweet sound, means the language what you use in that essay, if that touch the heart of your readers, then they will be interested. So always try to use such type of vocabularies, such type of language in your essay, what will create a sweet sound among the readers. And words should be arranged in such a way which can create rhythmic effect. Words should be arranged euphonically. As a result, the reader will be attracted to read the essay. Then you see, just now we discussed, these are the characteristics of the essays. So after the characteristics, we have to discuss here some classification of essay. Means English essay may be divided into 2 classes. They are expository and personal according to the point of view from which they are written. Expository essays are those that are written from the historical, biographical, philosophical, scientific or critical point of view, and its object is to give information or instruction. On the other hand, personal essays are those that deal with any subject from the personal point of view and reflect the personality of the author or personality of the writer. Then you see use of startling sentences. Always begin the essay with some strikingly original startling sentences, and a indirect, clumsy and unimpressive beginning repel the reader, and therefore you try to avoid clumsy, indirect and unimpressive sentences, and writing of a short and simple sentences. While you are writing, don't always use ornamental languages or such type of vocabulary which are not used by so many. So always write short sentences. Avoid to write complex sentences. Always try to write short sentences and simple sentences instead of writing complex sentences. Try to write the correct tense and correct prepositions. If your prepositions are changed, the meaning of the sentences will be changed. It is the best to use inductive method and illustration to make the essay interesting. Another useful guideline of a writing essay is thinking about the subject. That means before writing the essay, start thinking about the subject. If you don't think your subject properly, you will fail to write the essay. So that before going to write the essay, you should think what you will write. Then jot down your ideas and be sure your jotting ideas are relevant and carry weight, so that that will help you to write the essay perfectly. Then you see write short essay. That is another useful guideline. Write short essay. If your command on English language is not satisfactory, you always try to write a shorter essay. If you have no good English, so always write to use, or you always write in short essay. That will be better for you. If you write longer essays, you will make lots of mistake, so that you will fail to secure good marks. And you remember one thing, you always follow the examination instructions. The essay should neither be too brief nor too lengthy. In your examination paper, you always in your examination paper instruction is given, write the essay within 250 or within 300 words. You are going to appear your high school examination. In your high school examination, instruction is given to write your essay within 250 words. So always follow the instruction what is given in the examination question, and then you write the essay. And you remember another thing, make a separate paragraph. How can you make separate paragraph? The essay should be divided into paragraphs. The introduction paragraph should be separated from the rest of the essay. In your essay, you can give 5-6 paragraphs, and a first introduction paragraph. After that paragraph, when you will start the essay, take the example of your school essay. If you take your school essay, then at first you will describe where your school is situated, so that you will write something, the place of your schools situated, where your school is situated, or when your school was established, and then you will describe your teaching staff, your non-teaching staff, your school building, and also your laboratories, and a scout, junior Red Cross. All these things are described in different paragraphs. So that like this, you can make a separate paragraphs to write the essays. Then you see clear conclusion. While you will write the essay, you must write the conclusion clearly. The conclusion of the essay should be started clearly, firmly, and unambiguously, and give the logical views in conclusion, as a conclusion reflects the inner vision of the writer. Because the whole essay, the theme of the whole essay will be reflected in the conclusion, so that you write down the conclusion clearly. And you remember one thing, increase your habit of reading, enhance the habit of reading, as it will help you to store good vocabulary along with modern information. Always regularly read the newspaper, magazines, and other books, so that you can increase your vocabulary. That will help to write good essays. And careful about the topic of the essay. When you will select one essay among the three, you should be careful. An essayist usually writes the essay on scientific topics or economic topics or proper knowledge, and a care should be taken to make the essay a successful one. While you are writing political essays or essays on nature or essays on river or any natural calamities, you be cautious. You first collect data in your brain, you store them in your brain, then try to write the essay, what will help you a lot. And what we learned from this, what steps we shall take to write one essay. Please you remember, in a nutshell I am going to tell you the following simple steps you should take, or an essayist may follow while writing an excellent essay. What are the steps? First, you remember, you select the topic, then prepare outlines of your ideas. You have lots of ideas in your heart, so prepare outlines of your ideas in your heart. Then write the introduction, then write the body, write the sub-points, and write the conclusion. Then you can get a good essay. Otherwise, you will not be able to write a good essay. So always prepare how to write good essays. Please you follow all these instructions, that will help you to write the essay. Suppose in your examination paper 3 essays will come, you have to select one of them, and you think what you will be able to write, that topic you select. Then you think deeply and prepare outlines of your ideas, and then you write the body. How can you write the body? You have already made the outlines, you write the outlines, one outline for one paragraph. Make one outline and write one paragraph. In second outline, you write second paragraph. In this manner, you complete the essay, and while you come to the conclusion, there you give your own idea. And if the subject is a contradictory subject, be careful at the time of giving contradictory subjects, so that there you can give your ideas, both merits and demerits of that contradictory point. If you give both advantages and disadvantages of that contradictory point, that will help you as well as the readers will be interested to read. The readers will think what the writer has stated here, that is okay and that is all right, so that they will be interested to read your topic or to read your essay. And while you are writing the introduction, because introduction will be written in such a way that will help the readers to create enthusiasm in their heart, so that they will be attracted to read your essay. Otherwise, they will not be interested. So, introduction should be written in such a way what will attract the readers, and then you write the body and elaborate the sub points and write the conclusion. Okay? Dear students, we discussed some points how to write a model or good essay. Let us go how you will write a good essay. Here is one essay for you. The title of the essay is pollution. First of all, while we are going to write the essay on pollution, you know that now the whole world is facing the pollution problem. So, first of all, you think what you will write. Here there are some points for you, and some points in which point will tell you your ideas, your feelings, what you want to explain. First point is what pollution means, and the second point is the causes of a pollution. First of all, you will explain what pollution means, and secondly you will explain the causes of a pollution, and thirdly, you know there are different types of a pollution, different types of a environmental pollution. What are they? Air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, measures to fight pollution. That means what steps we shall take to fight against these pollutions which are danger for us. Then preservation of the earth, and we should dream for the future generation, checking the pollution. Otherwise, the future generation will suffer a lot. So, I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points to explain this essay pollution. What is the first point? Please you see what pollution means. What pollution means? Here you see, in this point we can explain how pollution is made. Pollution is made, or what is the meaning of a pollution? Meaning of a pollution means making dirty, filthy, unhealthy, impure, that is called pollution. That means the things which make our environment dirty, filthy, unhealthy, impure, we can say that is what? That is pollution. So, what a pollution creates? Pollution creates serious environmental problem. What type of a serious environmental problem pollution creates? That will be discussed later. Now you see, in the past our scientists predicted that our earth is going to face dirty, filthy, unhealthy, impure environment. What is now going to be true? Not going to be true, that we are facing. You know, now the whole world is facing the problem of corona or COVID-19. Do you know why? The reasons are so many, but pollution is one point of corona or COVID-19 disease. So if we don't check up pollution, we can face such type of a problem, such type of a serious diseases. So what scientists predicted in the past, and in those days our western countries felt upset or got upset. Why? Because they knew that what they were going to face. Western countries, in western countries there are lots of industries, lots of factories. Every day those industries emit lots of poisonous fuel and also polluted water, what creates pollution. So that while the scientists predicted 50 years back or 100 years back, they were upset, and it was dangerous to all forms. Pollution was dangerous to all forms what the scientists explained or predicted in the past. So that is called pollution. Now you see different kinds of pollutions, and before going to discuss different kinds of pollutions, we should know what are different kinds of pollutions. Your air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, these are the different kinds of pollutions. So here is the causes of air pollution. This is one point. What are the causes of air pollution? Just now I explained before you. Industrial emission. Due to growth of population, due to improvement of science and technology, all over the world there are lots of industries and factories, and there are so many chemical factories. Recently we have witnessed an industrial or a chemical accident in at Visakhapatnam. Similarly, in 1984 we also witnessed a chemical incident in Bhopal. So many thousands of people died. What occurred in our state, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal. Why? That was industrial emission. Poisonous gases came out and not only killed people, so many people were injured for their lifelong. So many people lost their eyes, so many people crippled, and they spent their days in grief and sorrow. That was the industrial emission. So industrial emission also what destroys? Industrial emission destroys our air. Similarly, poor disposal of wastes. The students who are living in town areas, cities, you have witnessed your wastes are not disposal properly by the municipality authorities or the corporation or the notified area councils. So what we face? We face pollution due to gathering of wastes. What happens? That area is polluted. Similarly, at the places of minings, every day dust particles and mineral particles are flying here and there that affect the human body, that affect the trees, that affect the vegetation, so that the people who are living in mining areas, they face such type of air pollution. And another reason is deforestation. Dear students, deforestation, what do you mean by deforestation? Cutting down of trees. In your science, you have studied. What you have studied in your science? That trees give us oxygen, what we need, what we require to keep our breath. Those trees also take what? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a poisonous gas. They take a carbon dioxide. Why? Through photosynthesis process, they prepare food. The trees prepare food. But what we are doing? We are cutting down the trees to set up factories, industries, to set up human inhabitations, to make roads and streets, so that deforestation, due to deforestation, we are also facing pollution and also air pollution. Similarly, another point of air pollution is use of fossil fuels and also agricultural activities. Okay? Dear students, just now we discussed air pollution. Besides air pollution, we have also some other pollutions we have to discuss. So, we can say, what is pollution? The pollution has some negative impact on environment and also on organism. Taking this into view, if we discuss, just now we discussed air pollution. Besides air pollution, we can divide all the pollutions into 5 important categories. What are those 5 important categories? Let us discuss. One is just now we discussed air pollution. We can discuss also soil pollution and also water pollution, light pollution and a noise pollution. These are the 5 important pollutions what we face every day. And just now we discussed, we have already finished the discussion of the cause of air pollution, and then you see air pollution. Cutting down of trees is the cause of air pollution. What are the causes of air pollution? Every day, for different reasons, we are cutting down the trees. India is a country of villages, and the village people every day cook their food by using cow dung or firewood. So, while they are using firewood, they are cutting down the trees, and to set up new factories, we are cutting down the trees, but we are not planting. We are not planting the trees, instead of they are our cutting. Then consumption from industries, and that is also reason of air pollution. And transportation emission. What do you mean by transportation emission? Transportation emission means our cars, buses, trucks, every day large number of vehicles are moving along the streets and roads. They remit carbon dioxide or other poisonous gases like methane, which affect the human body. That is called, that is the reason of air pollution. Similarly, your agricultural agricultural problem, due to agricultural problem, our air is also polluted. How? What happens recently, you know, just before Corona, our Delhi, the capital city of our country, that was completely covered with air pollution. How? The Haryana, Punjab, the neighboring states of Delhi, they burn their some the straws in the agricultural field, that created a smoke, so that Delhi was badly affected by agriculture or agricultural. This is the agricultural region what creates air pollution. Similarly, our home heating, we every day we cook our food, and if you will go to cold countries, if you will go to cold states like Himachal Pradesh, there you can find the people burn fuels, the people burn wood in their houses, in their homes to get warm. So that creates a what? Air pollution. So home heating and even home cooking, due to home cooking we also face air pollution. The buses, cars, they leave off poisonous gases, that becomes the cause of air pollution. And similarly, there are other reasons also which are the causes of air pollution. Okay? Now you see what other causes which are the causes of air pollution? Volcano eruptions. What is volcano eruptions? This is a natural process. At some places there are volcanoes. While the eruption is made, at that time the fire comes out from the volcanoes, that creates also air pollution. Similarly, forest fires. Sometimes forests are burned by fire. While forests are burned, at that time heavy smoke comes out, it creates air pollution. Similarly, tobacco smoke. All of you know, you have witnessed the people of our country all over the world, they smoke cigarettes, they smoke bidis. While they smoke, they give up smoke. That is dangerous for human body. So these are the causes of air pollution. Then you see water pollution. How water is polluted? Dumping of industrial wastes every day. Large number of industries are running. If you will go to a paper mill, there you can find the straws, the remainings of the sugar cane and grass. They are boiled, and when they are boiled, that water turns into dirty, and that when the water turns into dirty, we can say that is a polluted water. If you will go to a cotton mill, there you can find the clothes are colored. When the clothes are colored, the dirty water comes out. If you will go to jute mill, there you can find the jutes also create a polluted water. Similarly, who suffer a lot? Not only the human beings, but also the fishes, aquatic animals fails to live. Why? They live in the water. When water is polluted, they face the problem. And we the human beings, the people who live in towns, in cities, they also face the problem of getting proper pure drinking water. And also another point of water pollution is use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. We the human beings use chemicals and fertilizers in our field for good cultivation, for better cultivation. But that fertilizer, that pesticides mingle in the water, so our water is polluted. And sometimes what happens, we throw our wastes of our houses outside, even into the rivers or ponds or canals. If you will go to market areas, there you can find where the fishes are caught. There we throw the remainings of the fishes to the water, into the water, so that water is polluted. Similarly, contamination of a river water due to acid rain. In your science you have studied about acid rain. When the rain drops, when the acid rain drops, that becomes the cause of water pollution. So these are the some of the facts of water pollution. Then you see another pollution is soil pollution. How soil is polluted? Soil is polluted for different reasons. One reason is use of chemicals and pesticides. Our farmers use chemicals and pesticides for better production, for better cultivation, but that chemical and pesticides, even your artificial fertilizers, they also pollute our precious soil. As a result, disappearance of vegetation due to soil pollution, we destroy our vegetation, and illegal dumping of soil wastes. Our soil wastes, we are dumping them, illegally dumping them, so that soil pollution is created. We pollute water and also we pollute soil, and dumping of minerals, oils and radioactive wastes also responsible for soil pollution. And use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides are also cause of soil pollution. Then light pollution on your marriage ceremony, on your birthday ceremony, you use different kinds of colored lights. You imagine what is light pollution? That colored light is the cause of light pollution. It is exaggerated by excessive, misdirected or obstructive use of light, but even carefully used light fundamentally alters natural conditions. So light pollution is the presence of anthropogenic and artificial light in the light environment, that is called light pollution. And what are the problems of light pollution? Light pollution is excessive, misdirected or obstructive, artificially, usually outdoor light. It washes out straight in the night sky, interferes with the astronomical research, disrupts ecosystems, has adverse health effects and wastes energy. Then you see noise pollution. It is known as environmental noise or sound pollution. Is the propagation of a noise with raging impacts on the activity of a human or animal life. What are the effects of noise pollution? First of all, it causes hearing loss, high blood pressure, heart disease, sleep disturbances and stress. These are the causes of these are the effects of noise pollution. How can we reduce noise pollution? Turn off appliances at home and offices. Then shut the door when you are using noisy machines. Lower the volume of your radio, television and other machines what you are using at your home. Stay away from noisy area to escape from noise pollution, and always go green by planting trees. Control noise level. So dear students, we discussed what? We discussed different types of pollutions. Now the concluding point is measures to fight with pollution. Pollution growth should be checked. Natural sources should be developed. The factories should adopt pollution control measures. vehicles should have their machinery checked, deforestation should be totally stopped. So dear students, we discussed the topic, we took the topic pollution as an example. Let us before ending the session, we should discuss two letters to pro forma of the letters. First you see, this is letter writing. How to write a letter? What is a letter? A letter is a written message or communication addressed to person or organization. It is intended that the address you would read it to, which is usually sent in an envelope by post or by hand. How the letters may be classified? The letters may be classified into two kinds: personal or informal letters, formal or business or official letters. Who are personal letters written to? Personal letters are written to friends, relatives, acquaintances, colleagues at work on personal matters. So how you will write a personal format of a personal letter? Please you see, first of all you write down your own address, address of the sender. Address of the sender, Shanti Nivas. Here you see one format, village Thakurpatna, Port District Jagatsinghpur, and a pin 754103, and a today's date. You can write today's date, and then you see at the left side of your letter you must give your salutation, my dear father, my dear mother, uncle, dear your friend, if your friend dear Amit, and begin the letter, and then you write body of the letter, then closing the sentence with best regards to your superiors, and you always try to friends, while you will close the letter, you must write down friends yours evers or yours sincerely, and if relatives you write down subscription, that is called subscriptions, yours affectionately, your affectionate son or daughter, and make your short sign. Then you see, then you write down the address. This is the format of one what? That is the format of one informal letter. Here you see format of a formal letter. While you write down an application or a letter to your block development officer or collector or sub collector, then you can use this form, you can write this letter. Okay. So dear students, today we discussed what? Today we discussed one essay. That essay based on the topic pollution, that is which is the need of the age, and we also discussed format of two letters, and that is formal letter and informal letter. I hope that will must help you in your examination, and I think at first I gave some information how to write a model essays or good essays, and I hope you will come out successfully in your ensuing high school certificate examination. Thank you to all of you.